Hello, everybody. This is normally one of my lives for the channel members, the people who join the channel. However, YouTube just kicked me out of that, got rid of it. I don't know what happened. So I am just doing this. And so what will happen is you will kind of see some of the stuff that I talk about for channel members. And if you choose to join, then feel free. There's a link down in the description box. Or if you hit subscribe, there's a little join button. That's how you can do it. But yeah, so I was in the midst of talking and it just kicked me out and just ended the live. I don't know what that's about. So anyway, in trying to get it done in a timely fashion, I'm doing this now. So I just let it go public. And then, of course, this will show you what some of the things that I talk about. So maybe you'll want to join, that part of what I'm doing over there on that side. So bear with me. So that's what's happening. So if you look at this and you're like, what is she talking about? That's what's going on. All right. So let me explain something. This year, I am part of what I'm doing on the member side where you can join is we are talking about the intentionality of working with the moon cycles and through an astrology. Because the new moons and full moons are have an astrological. There are different types of astrological signs. They are different ones every month. So this month, the new moon was in Capricorn. The full moon is about to be in Leo. That's on the 26th through the 28th. So I was going to discuss the intentions of how to work with the full moon in Leo because they give off certain different types of energies. And it's a way of like really putting intentions and it's not and working with certain things. So the cycles are from new moon to new moon, and then to full moon to full moon. New moons are all about starting things and working on and new things coming up. Could be just new thought processes or opening yourself up to new things. Anything new, that you're working on, depending on the energy of that moon, the new moon. Full moon is about completions. Full moon is about completions of things and in particular whatever type of full moon it is. All right. So the full moon is from the 26th to the 28th. And so with that, it's time, it's a good time to like really absorb the energy and focus on it because the energy from Leo in the full moon is extremely strong. I know it's like really like, oh my God, what is she talking about? But it works. I used to do this for a few years and it was really a good way to be intentional. So like for instance, talked about the Capricorn new moon and how new moon Capricorn is very much about making money, being productive, working on plans for like, concrete things. It's the earth sign about things like your home, whatever you want to work on, your home, your business is that's a good one. So it's about plans for that because that was a new moon. So it's about implementing your plans, putting your plans in order, not necessarily perfection, but just start thinking about your plans. Especially, and it was a good place to have a new moon, a Capricorn new moon, because it's the beginning of the year, which is kind of how we cycle. We tend to cycle like that. So the full moon is in Leo coming up in the next couple of days. What's today? 26th? This is the 28th. The full moon is on the 28th, which is Thursday. So the full moon is coming. Oh, I don't know. Is anybody saying something to me? Because I can't see nothing. Let me see. Do I see anything? Give me a second. Because it might be YouTube is playing with me and I don't see any chat. And y'all could be asking me questions and I have no idea. So give me a second. Let me see. Can I open up and see what's going on? YouTube just don't love me this today. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, so let me open this up and see what you all, if anybody said anything to me. Let me do this. Let me put myself on mute so I can find out. Okay, so no one said anything. Cool. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in. You ain't got to look at me like I'm crazy. All right. Okay, cool. All right. All right. So let me get back to what I was saying. So anyway, so the full moon right now is in Leo. And so the Leo energy is really strong. So it's going to be kind of chaotic. And there are going to be some completions in your life that are going to be kind of like dramatic. And I don't mean dramatic like it's going to be like, but it might be dramatic because it's unexpected, so just remember that. But remember, this is part of a bigger picture. So there might be something that you need to get rid of in your life that needs to complete. So think about completions, things that, you know, uh, so think about completing some things that, letting go of people. We always say that in the beginning of the year, oh, I'm gonna let go of people. But really think about letting go of people. Think letting go of concepts that do not hold true to you, like ways of living that might not hold true to you. Think about those. So, and also because it is Leo, it's about excitement too. So there's gonna be a little bit of excitement during this time. One of the things because I was hearing, like when I was reading up and listening to some things, um, um, this is about looking into how you can step up into being a leader in your life, and taking responsibility for the things you wish to achieve. Hi, Christine. Okay, so this is just about the Leo full moon. This is all about. Hi, Jackie. Okay. But understand that the this is a very strong time. So there'll be things that might be like well up in you that you kind of fear, but don't fear them. So as I was saying, if you're coming in, is that uh, okay. Hi, Texas. So like I was saying, this is the stuff that I talk about within my channel member side. Just so happens that it got all messed up. So I said, let me just share with you all so you can see what I talk about all the time. And we do this, it's like a cycle, it's cyclical. So I talk about this every couple of weeks. And we talk about the intentions to set. So with it, when you're with the things that we are completing right now, because this moon can knock us off balance, and part of the reason why is because there's going to be some things that are going to complete in your life. So let me. Hey, Amina. So yeah, so what happens is, and so what I always tell people is, like, depending on what the full moon or the new moon is about, um, that's how you create your intentions, or what you're focusing on, because it's all about focus. It's more so about focus. Um, I don't like to read like that. Okay, it's all about the focus and how you're focusing. So during the full moon, and as women, full moon energy is feminine energy. So it's really strong for us. Things you do during the full moon: if you have crystals, recharge them in the moonlight. So if there's moonlight, if it's not cloudy and you can get moonlight, put your crystals on the windowsill, and then let them recharge from the moonlight. The moonlight also helps to rid them of any energies. It kind of cleanses the energies and recharges the energies. So if you have crystals, and I have discussed crystals a little bit we talked about them, I think, last time in my member videos. But anyway, so with this being the full moon, and it's about endings and completions and rotations, This is in the Leo full moon. So this is a one that's going to be about courage. Some of the things that you could be doing is being courageous about something. So you might be completing something and then being courageous. This is a time that during the full moon, and you know how we always talk about the full moon, and oh my God, people are so crazy. It's because there's this energy within the full moon, and depending on what part of the astrological signs it's in, the energy is specifically different. So with it being in Leo, thank you. Be right back. I love my Amina. Man, the heat's actually coming on in my house. Thank the Lord for small favors. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so this time, there's going to be there might be a major change, like a completion in your life that you're not expecting. But don't worry. Hey, Sabrina, it's good. It's okay. It's okay that it's happening. It's all right. It is probably something that needs to happen. And a lot of times in our lives, we don't want to face things that we need to let go of. So sometimes the universe pushes those things to us, and and it happens. So with that, so that will have to be courage that to take on that change that can happen. And the full moon runs from the 28th to 29th, right around there. So, but there's some protection involved, because if you're strong enough, you will be protected from the change. Now, also during the full moon time, with it being in Leo, this is a time of courage for you, because Leo is about courage. Leo is the king, is the lion, is the king. So it's about courage, and it's about so it's about the courage to do something or start something. So while you're completing something, look into your creativity. So when you're dealing with the things like the intentional use of the full moons and the astrology, those are the times that you should sit down and spend some quiet time thinking about what those intentions are. So what happens is, what you want to really think about, your bigger picture, and things are kind of confusing, but clarity will come soon. And you'll be looking back at some things, right? And so what you want to do is allow this energy to help you get motivated and excited about the things that are coming, because there are some things that are completing when life is coming. So what you want to do is start clearing out your house. And I don't mean your house necessarily, but clearing out your headspace and things like that during this time, and go forward during this full moon cycle, because the cycle is until the next full moon, when you're doing these type of things. So here's the deal. What I want you to do is, during the full moon, the days of it, I think it's 28th and 29th, you want to give yourself a quiet space. Usually I do stuff, of course you do it at night because it's the moon. So you want to give yourself a quiet space. And then what you want to do with it is honestly think about things. And if things come at you during this time, don't be scared of them. So if there's some things that are starting to look like it's about to end in your life, it's about to complete, it's okay, because it's supposed to. But now there's also, this is a point of creativity and everything. So what I normally do is I try to think of 2 or 3 things that I want to work on. Hi, Shaki, that I want to work on during this time. Maybe letting go of. Um, for instance, I kind of know where I'm going because I was already in this headspace. So, what I normally do is, I'll show you from my Capricorn stuff, is that I think about personal and business things that I need to do and let go of. So, because Capricorn was about planning and getting ready to implement and things like that, I was looking at things I need to do for me. Now, of course, you can't do 17,000 things. So focus on 1 or 2 things that you can do, that you can be completing, getting rid of during the cycle, or if it comes up, let it happen. For me, I know one of the things is letting go of extraneous men who are just no serve no purpose. The types who want to send text to me and have conversation with me, but aren't really trying to be in my life. But they want my energy, but not really ain't giving me shit back. And that's one of the things we really need to look at. The people who we are giving our energy to, but aren't giving us anything back in return. Because in life, energy is never created or destroyed, but it moves back and forth. And if you're giving your energy to somebody, hey D'Angelo, who is not giving it back, giving something back, then you are just giving away your energy and you're not getting back what you need. Right? So those are the type of people that I am like kind of, and I already started dissing them. And it's so interesting that when I get into these cycles and I see how my mind is working, and then I start reading up on what they're saying is coming with the moons, it's like, okay, well, I was already there. Okay, good. Good. Hi, Kelly. Hi. So for people who are in here like, wow, where did this come from? This is the stuff that I talk about in my members side. However, I was starting this live for the members and YouTube kicked me out. So I just started another live and said, I'm going to let everybody see what we talk about. And then maybe if you want to join, go ahead. You can join through the link or whatever. It's right there because we talk about this every 2 weeks. So, so what I want you all to do then is when the full moon is here, do your things like recharge your crystals. If you have crystals, recharge your crystals because this is when you should be recharging your crystals. Recharging them means it'll cleanse the energies in there. If you cleanse your crystals, then take a time to cleanse them. And if you don't know how to cleanse crystals, it's really simple. Not every crystal you should do this with because it will eat away at your crystal. But so check to make sure. But certain crystals, you can put them in warm water with a little sea salt in it, cleanse them like that, let them sit in there. And when you're doing the cleansing though of your crystals, you're supposed to put them in sunlight. So if you're putting them in the water, in the sea salt water, you cleanse them in sunlight. You recharge your crystals in moonlight. Just so there's the difference. Cleansing is in sunlight, recharging crystals is in moonlight. So if you're going to be recharging your crystals, if the moon is bright and there's no clouds, then go ahead and do that, which is just putting them out on a ledge or something where the moonlight will hit them, because moonlight is a strong energy, and it's also about protection, things like that. It helps to recharge the crystals, the energies that they emit. I know some people are gonna be like, Lord Jesus, what is she talking about? But anyway, that's that. We talked about that when we talked about yoni eggs. So but anyway, so when you are taking your full moon time, and I suggest you do this. And I think that in life sometimes we have to start being intentional. Hi, it's all love. I've never seen you. Welcome. You have to be intentional about what you're doing and give yourself some time, because so often we figure out ways to say we don't have time for ourselves or time to do things like this. So what I'm doing is working off my list, creating the list. So like for the full moon now, see, there you go. See, Sabrina. And so this is the time to think about getting rid of some things and adding some things. And so make your list. Now, when it comes down to your personal things, think about 2 or 3 things that you really can let go of, and allow your mind to just empty out and tell you what you need to hear. Sometimes we don't want to hear it. And if something looks like it is coming to a completion, it is coming to a head during the full moon, allow it. Allow it, because it needs to. Because so often we fight the things that we need to let go of, or the things we need to let into our lives, because it is about change. And letting go is about change. And so often we are not good with change. So that's where you go. And then from a business standpoint, think about what you need to be letting go of to open up yourself to creativity. Hi. Oh, okay, okay. See, I didn't see. Girl, see, sometimes I can't see because I ain't got my glasses on. But yeah, so you want to start looking at it from your business things. Think about things you need to let go of that you're doing business wise, and when I say business wise, I mean personal business, I mean work related, your business, careers. Hey kid, all those things. Those are the things that you want to look at, and look at what you need to be letting go. It might be you need to start really thinking about letting go of whatever you're doing because it's not serving you, or not necessarily letting go, but you need to let go of how you're doing it, and then work on how to shift and do it in a different way, because maybe it needs to be done differently. So that's part of letting go. And it's okay to let go. It really is. So that's what, any questions about that? So like I said, this is what we talk about in my member side. So this is, y'all get some extra content that I don't normally put on the public side of Lulu. And be open to, because Leo is such a strong, and is such a powerful, and is such a, it's such a leader. Be open to expressing yourself to someone, or about something. Be open to doing that. Now, you don't have to be Leo like, because Leos tend to say it like a TI is, without any thought about how it's coming out. But this might be, if you feel like you want to tell somebody something, or let them know something, usually in a good way. Now, not always in a good way, but usually in a good way. Um, right. Yeah. So if it's usually in a good way, then that's what you're looking for. Now, please understand that the Leo moon affects everybody. So I know everyone's like, oh, I'm a Leo. They saw Leo. This is not about necessarily you being a Leo. It's about the moon energy. And the energy of this moon is in Leo. And like I said, if full moons are about completions, about endings. Oh, thank you, Nico. It's about completions. It's about endings. It's about all of those, so it's about, changes. So during this new moon, like I said, take your time to work on what you're going to be changing, what you're going to be letting go. Doesn't mean you're going to let go of it right then, but it's about putting that intention out there. Personally, I'm gonna be letting go of some of this. Maybe you need to let go of some emotional baggage that you've been holding on to for a long time. Time to let some of that go. That's time to complete that, and do what you need to complete it. So if there's some emotional baggage, like you need to tell somebody something, figure out how to do it and work on letting it go, because emotional baggage is the heaviest baggage we own and we carry everywhere with us. So look at that, make that decision. When it comes to business, look at your personal business. And not, like I said, I don't mean that you run in a business. Business is about your careers, it's about your education, it's about all those things that help you to make, pay your bills. So think about what you're doing and what you want, what you're trying to get to. Where are you trying to get to? And what do you need? Look at what you're doing and what kind of changes you need to make. Maybe it's time to look for a new job. Maybe your time at your job is complete. Maybe it's time to start putting that resume together and looking for something different because you have done all you can there. That's the type of things that you really want to think about. So when you're in your full moon, just allow yourself to be open to whatever the moon wants to help you with. So what I mean by that is, don't come into it with a thought process. Yeah, I'm about to be about this. Get you some tea, just chill, and just really, I like I said, I always, write them down, and you should write your notes down on what you're thinking about and work from there. So you want to put it out there like that. So you want to spend the time, just give yourself a little time just to sit there and think about things. Honestly, once I'm into that mode, I start like kind of thinking about things, and I could be sitting there in a meeting and start thinking about, let me just write this stuff down. So it's all about putting that into motion for yourself. And then once you have a few things that you want to work on, make sure you're working on them until the next moon cycle. So the next full moon, you're going to be there's going to be a different type of energy that you're going to be working with. So now is this creative and very in your face energy, which is, okay, time to complete some things. Let's get some things started also, because we want to get some things going. And so think about your creativity, and one of those things is your creativity, because Leo is a fire sign. It's very creative. And so there's going to be some inspiring creative energy. So that's part of what your completion is. It could be, completing this, and then I'm going here with this. And it's about being able to take responsibility, and having that courage to take those steps, because Leo is about courage. So you want to have courage and your determination. So but in the meantime, don't let yourself become fearful, because that's the other thing is, it's easy to fall back into those familiar habits and try to hold on to them. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And if that's what you're looking for, is your order in your life, then this is like, okay. And like, don't put too much on your plate. And this is what we were talking about before, is like, it's not about putting down 10 things that you're going to do. Absolutely not. Two, maybe three things that you can focus on during this time. Like, I have my list of things I'm working on and I'm focusing on, and then when I cycle through this full moon, I'll be adding on some things that I need to. And some of them does take courage, because some things are so easy to hold on to because we're so familiar, and it's such a habit of ours. So it is time to look at those things that are habits of ours and say, oh, maybe I need to do them a little differently. And that doesn't mean that you have to let them go completely. It just means you have to make them work better for you. You have to make them work better for you. So that is what the full moon in Leo is about. All right. So I'm not gonna stay on here. Yeah, you should never overwhelm yourself, because that's what everyone does anyway. The thing is with making changes in your life and being intentional about things, is that you must take it in small bites. The small bites will get you done, right? One thing I have, and this is what we call, is a box garden in this beauty room, because you order stuff all the time and boxes accumulate. So one of my goals for this month was to get rid of all these damn boxes and put them away the way I needed to, because I keep some of them, of course, because I use them to send out things. So I need some of the boxes, but I don't need all of these boxes. So now I had to, like, just, okay, stop being so lazy and take care of these boxes, because you got a box garden growing. And I've been taking care of it. Hi, Marilyn. Hey, Marilyn. So that was one of those small things, and by putting those small things and then giving yourself a weekly chore list, of things to do. And don't make them too much, make them small chores that will, small things add up to the big things in your life, right? Small things add up to the big things in your life. And by doing those things, hey, Rachel, then you will be able to get to the next, then you will get to those next things you're doing. So, like for me, I have to make this conscious choice, right? I'd already started making it, is to let go of some people and just kind of like ignore them. No shade or anything, but really, what's the point of explaining myself when there's nothing there that needs to be explained, right? Like I said, some men who just always asking me for my opinions, asking me for something, asking from me, but are not giving anything back. So it's like, okay. And I don't need to explain anything to them because they're not that important in my life. So it's okay to not explain yourself. It really is. I mean, honestly, I think too many times we try to explain ourselves to people. We try to get make them feel okay with whatever we're making our choice. And then they talk us out of our choice. And then we feel guilty, or they make us feel bad for it and act like, oh, you just, no. Mm-mm. You ain't got to do none of that. You can just let them go. Because at the end of the day, this is your life, and we only got one rotation of it. And so it's up to you to see how you're going to live that life. When it comes down to your personal and your career and all those things, you got to make those decisions for yourself. Yes, you might have a partner that you have to get together with, but ultimately you got to figure out some things for yourself sometimes and take the initiative to take the next step. So, and I mean by that is like, that doesn't mean you're going to quit your job because you don't like it, but you take the initiative to take the next step, like going to get your resume done. That is working on your completion. Now, that's not, like I said, it's not saying that you have to complete something during the full moon cycle, during that full moon, but you start working on it and give yourself that goal: by the next full moon, I'm going to be done with it. Does that make sense? So if you're going to say, right, and right, there you go, Sabrina. So that's what you do. So, like, say you're saying, okay, I need to make a change in my career. The first step I need to do is I need to complete this part. I need to get this resume ready. I need to have it updated. Then by the next full moon, that resume should be updated. If you are looking to, for us people who are social media people, if you are looking to complete something and you want to complete a cycle that you were working on, then complete it and say, okay, by this time I'm going to be done with this. And that could just be meaning I'm going to complete getting these new pieces that I need for this new thing I'm doing. Or it could be I'm getting ready, I need to complete getting my lighting together. Anything like that. I need to work on my lighting, complete that part of it. Those are completions that you need to be doing. And look at it. And so it might be creative. It might be, okay, okay, thank you. So those are the things that you want to look at, the completions that you need to be doing. So think about 2 or 3 things that you could be working on to the next full moon. And then think about the things that you could be working on business wise until the next full moon. And by only doing 2 or 3 things, you can get through them. And by doing that, you have pretty much as a 4-week cycle from full moon to full moon. Then that tells you that during that time, okay, during this week I'm gonna do this. During this, so like if you're trying to update your resume, first things first, you gotta find your resume. You gotta get all that information together, and then find somebody to do your resume for you. Because I'm not updating my own resume. I'm gonna have somebody do it for me if I was gonna do it. So first things first, reach out to the person that updated my resume before. Or if I want to try somebody else, get some recommendations, give them my resume, go ahead and then say, okay, now let me give you the information, and by this time it should be done. And that's how you do a cycle. And then the next full moon comes up and we could be working on something else that you're going to be working on that is hey Helen. Um So that's where you want to look at. So, but understand it's okay. It's okay whatever completes. Okay, girl, I know. Whatever you complete during that time, it needs, is good. And when, like I said, if you see anything, hi Christine, if you see anything that just doesn't seem like it's like, if if now, with it being the full moon, if there's somebody that you need to tell something to, and I mean in a good way, something that you've been meaning to tell somebody, go on and tell them, because the full moon is saying tell it. You need to complete that. Understand that completions isn't always about ending something. It's about completing something that you need to get out. So there might be something you need to tell somebody, good, but you just been holding back. And go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and tell them. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's okay. It's okay. Hi everybody. Hi. Okay. So, like I said, for everybody's like, whoa, what is this about? This was supposed to be my live for my members, but YouTube kicked me out of it in the middle of me talking. Girl, I haven't seen you in forever. Hi, Katie. In the middle of me talking, it just kicked me out, shut it down. So I just threw this up, and so I decided that everybody could see this. So I'm saying this because, shameless plug, if you want to become one of the members of this channel, the link is in the description box. Right. Well, the Mercury retrograde is coming, but understand that the Mercury retrograde is a good thing to know it's coming. And I don't think you need to be afraid of the Mercury retrograde. It's just about understanding what it means and how to maneuver through it. Does everybody understand what the Mercury retrograde is about? Because I know everybody says Mercury's in retrograde, and people be like, but hi, Miss Lady L. So if you want me to explain it right quick, let me know, because I know people always hear people talking about, oh my God, Mercury is retrograde, and it's like, well, what exactly is that about? Yeah, that's what happened, Helen, is because I wound up having to like just start it up real quick. Okay. When it says the planet is retrograde, that means it's turned away from the sun. It's turned away from the sun. So Mercury is the seat of communication. So when Mercury is in retrograde, that means that communication is bad. So and it does happen. If you kind of know about Mercury in retrograde, then you can, and know dates, then you'll be like, oh yeah. So when Mercury is in retrograde, they say watch what you say in your communication, because those are the times that misunderstandings happen a lot, things like that, because communication is off. So those are not the times. So when Mercury is in retrograde, this is not the time to get into a confrontation with somebody, because it will invariably go bad. And so that's why when Mercury is in retrograde, it's all about being careful with your words, and understanding that it is what it is. So even if you're saying something, people might not hear what you're saying correctly. People, your intention of what you're saying will be lost, things like that. So that's why when people are like, oh God, Mercury's in retrograde, because it's all about intent, about communication. And so think about how you're communicating. And I know it's from the 30th of January, and I can't remember how long it is this time. And the thing about Mercury being in retrograde, it goes into retrograde and stays there for quite some time, for a few weeks. So during that time, you'll notice that people are more argumentative. People tend to be more confrontational with with very aggressive in in how they're talking. That's why, because the energy is out there in the universe, and that's what's happening, and it happens all the time. Whenever Mercury's in retrograde, it's a bad time to yeah, it's a bad time to have arguments or anything like that because they will always go bad. Always go bad. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Till February 21st. I thought it was around February 20th. I couldn't remember. Thank you, Helen. It's till February 21st. And so that's what Mercury in retrograde is about. It's about your communication. So from the 30th until February 21st, be mindful of how you communicate. And also be mindful of how other people are communicating with you, because it's sometimes it's not intentional. You know, things get, lost in translation. You know, especially text, because we know that we all text a lot. And so text will be like very, you know you can misread a text. So just before you misread the text, ask for clarification. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I promise you, Mercury has been in retrograde sometimes, and I know it's in retrograde, and I'm trying to be good, and then toward the end of it, somebody say some shit to me, or maybe, and see, the thing is, like, those are the times, and I'm just being honest. Mercury in retrograde is those times that the people who get on your last ass nerve, I suggest you don't be around them, because those are the people who are going to irritate you, and that's when you're going to snap. You're not going to have the patience to deal with the shit that comes out of their mouths. So you're going to snap. It's going to be a big old thing. So avoid those things as much as you can. I'm just being honest with you, because I know that when Mercury's in retrograde, I don't fuck with certain people, because, and if something's going in that direction with them, in case I have a conversation, I just kind of end it. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's get back to it, because misunderstandings can happen. So if you find yourself during that time having a misunderstanding with somebody, hold off. Don't let it escalate. Say, you know what, let's just let this go for now, and let it go. Let it go. Because if you don't, it will escalate in a way that you just are not expecting. Right. Yeah, it's a good thing we are social distancing. Yeah. Yeah, so just be aware. But I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest things we have to be aware of during that, especially nowadays, is text messages. Because text messages can always be taken wrong. You know what I'm saying? The tone of them can always be taken wrong. Yep. So just be aware of that, and just be like, yeah, let me leave you alone right now, because this could go bad. And I'm just trying to help y'all. So that's what Mercury retrograde is about. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get off of here, because, like I said, this now. If you like this content, if you want to continue on being in this conversation, hit the join, because this honestly is what I talk about there, because I didn't want to bog down this open forum with my more esoteric conversations, talking about crystals and, smudging and all that kind of stuff, which reminds me, we need to smudge. Things like that, and the other more adult conversations that are coming up this year. So anyway, yeah, hit that join. Go ahead, join. It's okay. You could be part of it. But thank you all anyway for listening. If you have any questions, members or anything, just look at the stuff that I posted up on the community tab, because last week I think I did. End of last week, I put up some stuff on the community tab for you all in reference to full moon in Leo, and some information on it. And Kelly Rosano, you know what is retrograde? Like I said, it's when the planet turns away. So when Mercury is in retrograde, it is turning away from the sun, pretty much. So it's in darkness. So when a planet's in retrograde, it's basically in darkness. I can't stand you, Jay Holloway. But yeah, so it's when the planet is in darkness, and because Mercury is the seat of our communication, and that's the one that everybody worries about. People don't be worrying about Mars in retrograde, or Venus in retrograde, which they should be worried about, because Venus and retrograde get your ass in trouble. You be like, you trying to fall in love with the wrong person and shit. I do too. Ain't no lie, Helen. Because I understand Mercury in retrograde, I'm real, I have to watch, I watch everything I say. I'm like, I don't met certain people I'm not gonna have no conversation with because I know the shit could go bad. So I'm just gonna let it go. Like right now, I know Mercury's coming into retrograde. So I'm gonna be real chill about my job because I know my communication with my job will be off. So I'm just gonna be chilling. I'm just gonna be chilling. Hey, how are you? And so, yeah, unless it's urgent, just watch the things that are, happening. Yep, stay off that Facebook drama, stay off of anything that has anything to do with communication with people. And if you feel it's going bad or you not understanding, yep. Yeah, the 2020 retrogrades were rough because we was going through so much rough stuff anyway. So it's just all about that. So, anywho, thank y'all for listening to me. Y'all have a great day. So what? Remember, get y'all moon intentions ready. Well, get ready to work on your intentions with the moon. Just get your full moon ritual together. Hey Barry, like one of the things which I need to do is like I try to cleanse during, before I really get down and start really thinking about things. I try to soak in some sea salts, in a good bath full of sea salts. Just go ahead and take like a nice salt, soak before you start really working with your full moon, with your moon intentions. Just take a soak, and just relax yourself. And then by relaxing yourself, you will open yourself up to, what the universe is trying to tell you. And I know people be like, but the reality is we do not listen to the universe, and the universe tries to help us out all the time. A lot of times we just don't listen to what the universe is telling us, and by not listening, we give ourselves more shit happening to us than is necessary because we just didn't allow ourselves to hear, hey, we need to just calm down. Because like you'll see where they'll tell you full moon rituals and burn candles and all this kind of stuff. It's up to you how you create your full moon rituals. You might want to sit in your room and have your candles on and just chill with some music. Whatever gets you open to what's out there, to what the universe is bringing you. So whatever does it for you, see, because I'll never tell you, oh, do this ritual. What I'll tell you is that this is a time to figure out your rituals and work with them. And I promise you, I think rituals should be personal. I know people tell you, do this ritual, do this ritual, but when it comes down to things like this, I think they should be a personal ritual. I think they should be something that you can do that really resonates with you, because it's something that, like I said, I like to soak in a bathtub. That might not resonate with you. You might hate baths, right? But I love to sit in a bathtub full of water with with a candle on, just closing my eyes, just chilling. Well, you might want to listen to some music, some beautiful music, or listen to a meditation. Whatever it is, create your rituals to relax your mind and let the universe speak to you. All right, so good night, my loves. Bonsoir. Good night, good night. I'm about to get out of here. Y'all have a great day. Hey, and if y'all do some stuff, let me know. Let me know. Just, let me know. Hey, Lou, I did some stuff. I would love to hear about it. And of course, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.